Oh, you sexy little minx, you. I see that wry smile, that naughty little wink, and I know you're happy, a happy little minx, aren't you? Well, gosh darn it, I'm happy too. What did our dear friend I'm gonna have to take care of the sound. I'm gonna watch this over here real fast. But what did our dear friend Chuck say? What did Chuck say? He said it feels good to me, right? Yes. So today I'm gonna just mute this. There we go. Just had to mute that. Hello, Miss Debbie Brady, our beautiful Debbie Brady. She is the manager and creative director for the show. How's the sound, everybody? Can you hear me okay? Hi, K Travel Tarot. Thank you for helping out today. John Weber in the house. Welcome, welcome. Nancy, the water chick. Hi to you. Tell us what you're eating. Tell us what you're drinking. Share with me your journey. Tell me what's hanging with you. Send us some hearts and some good vibrations also while you're at it. Hello, beautiful Copper Broom. Great to see you. Awesome Possum. Joyce Pietris, welcome, welcome. Kel Bell is in the house. Well, congratulations to the graduating class of summer of 2023. We had our last HCRV class for the summer. Please send me your notes to Whimsy Anderson at gmail.com and just say, I attended 10 classes and you will get certification. I've decided you do not have to send me all 10 notes. Just send me a summary of your impressions. If you want to send me all 10 to review your work, that's fine. Don't text it to me. Someone texted it to me. No, Gmail. Let's get you guys certified. Let's get more heart centered remote viewing people out there. So here's what's going on with me. Announcements, announcements, announcements. First off, I'm drinking water. This is what I'm doing. I am drinking water in a beautiful cup designed by our very own Debbie Brady. She is an amazing woman and an amazing designer. So be sure and check out all of her merch. Beautiful, beautiful. She also did my lovely t shirt. I feel very, very narcissistic wearing it. But when has that stopped me in the past? You know the Oracle. She's out of control. Anyway, so that's what I'm drinking. That's what I'm eating. Somebody is having. Kel Bell is having tequila and seltzer with lemon. Yummy, yum, yummy to my tummy. All right. And if you haven't had a chance yet to like and subscribe, it means the world to me that when you send me that heart, when you send me that like, when you send me that subscription, it just brings a warm, fuzzy feeling in my inner gizzards. So I thank you for that. All right, the other thing. Oh, I see somebody sending me hearts right now. Just and smiling face. Oh, just the gizzards are giggling. Yes. Oh, such a wonderful feeling you give me. Also, to all of you wonderful whimsettes, whimsical ones, I want to announce we do have a book club. Thank you for that. Our book club is Tuesdays. Yeah, Tuesdays with Taco Tuesdays with Chuck Dransfield. How are you all enjoying Chuck? Is he not incredible? He is my naturopathic doctor's physician's assistant. In case you want to know his background, he's also a trained artist and a trance medium. But yeah, I hired him working for me when I was in practice back in Los Angeles. And yeah, so he's now back to working for me. I tried to do it on my own without Chuck and realized I was a mess and that my life is a mess without Chuck. So it just seemed right. Doesn't it feel right? It just feels right to have him as my co-host for Taco Tuesdays. Yeah. Yeah, I feel very safe with him, because he's my guy. You know what I mean? In a friendship sort of way. But anyway, So, our book that we selected for this month is going to be Inviting the Queen, an emerging archetype for women at midlife. So, I know everyone is going to enjoy reading this. It is the winner of the Nodis Book Award. It was written by Sandra Rogers. And the theme that we're going to be talking about, and I'm so glad that we're talking about these emerging archetypes of women, and also really we're exploring various different ways in which we express our femininity, because the feminine divine doesn't have a body, it's an energy, right? It's an energy. And we call it, in mystical terms, we call it the Kundalini energy, right? That energy that's rising and it unfurls. We talked about this with the graduating class last night, that it kind of unfurls. It comes up from the earth and it comes up through our first chakra, right? And it gets the first chakra, that primordial first chakra, it gets it up and moving, and then it rises up into the second chakra, which is all about life and reproduction and the feminine. This is associated with the African goddess Oshun, right? And the African goddess Oshun is associated with the sweet things in life, like honey. This is why her color is yellow and orange, because these are the colors we think about when we think about honey and the sweet things of life, right? So when we think about the book of this month, Inviting the Queen, we're talking about that energy, specifically in women as they go from perimenopause into menopause. And everything is circular, everything is connected. So as we explore these images, the crone, the maiden, the goddess, etc., it's so nice. We're going to be talking with Tani Acosta, who's a transgender female. We're going to be talking about estrogen and about how she connects to her Kundalini energy and about how this is something very primordial. And it's something that we can all connect with. And it's also part of our divinity, both as men and as women. And so I think we can all benefit from reading this wonderful book by Sandra Rogers. And I know you're going to all love it. All right. So there is that announcement. Oh, we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Trump because I know you're all so happy. Now, is everybody happy? Is everybody thrilled with what is going on? I'm sure you are. Yes. I would imagine that you are, given. Oops, I just want to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yes, I am. I would imagine that you would be thrilled. Yes. So yes, we're going to go through it again in terms of what our former president number 45. Yes, he had 4 counts today. He appeared in court. He pled not guilty on 4 counts, right? In court today. They say he looked very comfortable because at this point he's used to it. Right? So, conspiracy to violate civil rights. It's our civil right to vote. And so he obstructed that civil right. Excuse me. Conspiracy to defraud the government. Obstruction, obstruction of an official proceeding. And conspiracy to carry out obstruction. Those were the 4 counts. I don't know if any of you want to add anything to that. But what I thought was interesting, just going into this as a remote viewer, is we look at the names of who the co-conspirators are. And when you look at the co-conspirators, my first thought as I go into it is that these are the people that did not flip. So these were the people that either they all shared the same attorneys, but I think they all probably shared the same attorneys through Giuliani. So the 6 people that did not flip up until a few days ago, and I'll get into that, were Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Sidney Powell, Jeffrey Clark. Jeffrey Clark is questionable. I think he might have flipped because he had a very public raid, and I think that's because they knew he was the weakest link. Kenneth Chesbrough, I think I skipped a name. Who did I skip? I skipped somebody's name. The point is this: when you look at the Willard Hotel, remember how it all went back to the Willard Hotel and the people that had conspired to overthrow the government at the Willard Hotel. So that's something I want people to think about. Just as somebody who loves to be clever and to think things out, say if you were Sherlock Holmes, then it's the extra benefit if you're Sherlock Holmes and you're psychic, right? Wouldn't that be fun, right? Wouldn't it be fun if they had like a magical show? Oh, theoretically, some small independent production company called the Oracle of Whimsy, where they went around solving cases. It'd be a funny show, wouldn't it? Okay, so the first part of this I want to say is that we had a remote on Rudy Giuliani about a week prior. Does everybody remember that we had a remote view on Rudy Giuliani about a week later, or a week ago? Does everybody remember the Rudy Giuliani? I'm so glad I document everything because there's so much to document. But just give me some hearts or whatever you want to give me to just let me know you remember what I said about Rudy Giuliani. So Rudy Giuliani was meeting with the prosecution, right? And the prosecution, and nobody knows what Rudy Giuliani said in that meeting. So I want to be very specific. When I went into the remote and he entered, what did I see? I saw him holding on his left side a large manila envelope. I'm so glad I document these things. And what we saw in the remote of Rudy Giuliani was that manila envelope, that folder, manila folder, excuse me, contained every crime he had schemed up in his entire career, which leads me to suspect at that point last week that Rudy Giuliani was suspect number one. Does everybody remember? Because I want to now bring it into this. I love you guys. You guys are giving me feedback. This is great. We're doing the whole feedback thing. Fantastic. I didn't know we could do that. Okay, so we now see Rudy Giuliani is suspect number one, which is exactly what happened to Michael Cohen. So if you go back to that remote, when we went into the remote on Michael Cohen, they told Michael Cohen to make some phone calls because you're in a lot of trouble. So what happened was they told Giuliani, better start making some phone calls. I think that this list is people who may have not flipped or tried to make a deal at the very end. And then what's kind of interesting is that you see them turning on each other. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sidney Powell is in a lot of trouble, that she was basically thrown to the wolves by Giuliani. Jeffrey Clark is on the list. I think he was the weakest link. I think he was weak and he was simply doing what the president told him to do. I think he did flip, but he's probably going to get a lesser sentence, as is probably Kenneth Chesbrough. I want to talk now about who was at the Willard Hotel who is not mentioned in the indictment because this is very interesting to me. Because I think that this is getting closer to the deep state. Remember, we talked about flipping, that the president is not the most important person. Well, who could be more important than Donald Trump? Who do you think is more important than Donald Trump? The people that engineered it. So we have to go back to the Willard Hotel. Who engineered it? So Mark Meadows, he flipped. He was at the hotel, so I think that he's cooperating. I think that's one of the reasons he was not indicted, and I think he's also cooperating with the federal investigation. I think other people that could be, who I think are not flipping. I mean, I don't know if Roger Stone is flipping. I mean, I've gone in on Roger Stone, who's very much involved in this, was at the hotel, is not currently being charged. So either number one, he's the big fish and they haven't caught him yet, or number two, he's flipped. But I think Roger Stone is going down along with Michael Flynn and his brother, Bernard Carrick, the police commissioner who evidently he was part of organized crime. He was charged with tax fraud. He evidently was working with Giuliani. I saw something like that when I did the remote on Giuliani and the police. And then when I went in and did the research, I found the Bernard Carrick. Christina Bubbs, Russell J. Ramsky. Is that how you pronounce his name? These are all people that potentially are in even bigger trouble than Trump, or they flipped. I think Meadow flipped. Other things in the news as a remote viewer, and then we'll go ahead. We'll do the empath's prayer after this, and we will blitz away. But I just want to give one more remote. Y'all having fun? Is it okay? Again, communicate. If you are unhappy, you can give me sad faces. If you are happy, give me smiley faces. Or better yet, subscribe and like, or become a member. Memberships really help support this channel. Yeah, and then you get to hang out with me for the private get-togethers. All right, so here is some more news that's going to cheer you up. Okay, so remember good old Mike Pompeo. When was the last time you had that name? Bannon, I believe, is an informant. I think he's in deep. I think he partially believes the crap, and he seems to always slip out right after the raid goes down, but never really does any time himself. He always rants and raves. Oh, and it's a theater performance. The guy is a theater guy. He started off in film. He also worked for the Pentagon. Something's never been quite right with Bannon. So I don't know what the heck's going to go on with Bannon. He's one of those oily people that seems to be an informant for the feds, which keeps him out of prison. In terms of Mike Pompeo, here is what we now know that I can officially say, because I guess it will come out if it is that Mike Pompeo's State Department, the State Department that was under Mike Pompeo is under criminal investigation. Well, I don't want to say criminal yet, but there was an audit and an internal investigation that is taking place in Mike Pompeo's State Department because there appears to be major classified documents breaches. So in plainer words, malware was found, Chinese malware, other countries' malware, encrypted, etc. There's a lot of evidence pointing to the fact that there were extensive amount of spying that went on in Mike Pompeo's State Department and they are now doing a very deep audit to determine who was responsible and just how much Mike Pompeo knew about the malware and other things when they did a deep internal audit into the State Department. And I don't know when that story is going to break, but it's pretty disturbing to look at that. You guys want to talk about the leaks at the State Department that are probably going to break soon? And the internal audit? The fact that they found a ton of Chinese spyware, a bunch of other things in his State Department. And it looks like it's a 2.5-year investigation based on what I can ascertain. Is anybody surprised? Why did I think you guys were not surprised? All right, we're going to go ahead and blitz away. When you guys give me the order, we're going to go ahead and do the empath's prayer to start with, and then we will go ahead and look at people's questions extraordinaire. And yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got for you for now. All right. Nobody is surprised that there's an internal audit into serious security leaks in Pompeo's State Department resulted in seeing massive amounts of spyware linked back to China North Korea, Russia, etc., and that it appears to have been put there by employees. Now they have to go back and find out whether it was a cleaning crew. I mean, that's just insane to me. Probably the cleaning crew. That was my first hit. So you have a cleaning crew going in, brushing things down, and then sticking malware onto the computers and brushing, and then you move on. And maybe they use a temp agency. They hire a temp agency. Maybe some of the temp people don't have the best security. It appears to be something like that. I think it was the night cleaning crew. They'll find them. I can't believe some of what I find. Oh, yes. The other thing about the Treasury. Yes, Stephen Mnuchin is under criminal investigation for tax evasion. Yeah, that was the other. Thank you. That was the other thing that went on. Thank you. Evidently, he had unreported income from foreign countries. I think some of that's public, but maybe it isn't. But he came up. He's under investigation. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. Thank you. I am just so excited. This is Thursday, right? Monday, I'll be in Los Angeles. We'll be doing Taco Tuesdays live from LA. I'm so excited. Do you guys think we should do it in a restaurant, have a restaurant host us, or do you think it would be too loud? You know what I think might be better than us doing it in a restaurant, which might be too loud, is if we pick up the tacos and bring them back to the Marriott Hotel or wherever, and then try and do it that way. I don't know. I'm having fun. Either way, I'm having fun. All right, Joel Tilson. Will Trump plead guilty? No, he plead not guilty. He plead not guilty. However, it's all about who's going to flip. You look at the Giuliani remote. Giuliani handed everything over. So he must have, he must, there's no way Giuliani didn't know that he was suspect number one. Everybody said everything went through Giuliani. So Giuliani very politely came and dumped everything at the DOJ a week prior because he knew what was coming. I just love my job. Oh, it's so empowering. You must learn HCRV. It's so empowering. It really is. Trump, yes, Trump will flip, Joel. Not only will Trump flip, but he will cooperate with ongoing investigations about communications and secret meetings with people from other countries that may be a threat not just to national security, but to our allies. And that is what they need from Trump. And so we have Trump here in the House of Opposition, which is the eighth. You have four cards. You have the first being the immediate environment in a blitz. King of Swords is an air sign male. The Ice King, it's his card. The second card in a blitz is your opposition. Who are you having issues with, or what are you doing with your opposition? Your enemy. What is this guy doing with his enemy, right? The opposition. Making love. He's making love with the enemy. So we have Trump going across the aisle in the House of Opposition. He was selling secrets to North Korea. He was selling secrets to China. He was selling secrets to Russia. It's very obvious because this is the opposition. So when you think about the United States, in the whether we like each other or not in this country, whether or not we are friend or foe, the bottom line is that we are a family. Let me get my little right. We are a family. And so it's a case of our inheritance, right? So if you think about the Constitution, if you think about the founding mothers and fathers, um, you can think of the Constitution as something that we have inherited, right? And so you have the inheritance card. So he sold our inheritance out from under us. And the implications are global. And so the conclusion is that Trump will flip because he was a major security leak between himself and hostile forces, basically. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was pretty. Yeah, Joel. So a plea, and he was not the biggest, but it goes back to all the other remotes, right? It's not the biggest fish. It's not the biggest fish. The biggest fish is the people that engineered this. Roger Stone is a big fish because he's the star maker, right? Who is paying Roger Stone? Well, he's getting some of it in crypto from overseas. Holly, can you tap into the feminine energy of Beyonce, Barbie, and Taylor that have had such positive impact on the economy? Let's take a look. Okay, thank you. I just got I got a message from Spirit. Okay, I am really getting some great information here. Okay, so we have a message from Spirit that the feminine divine is in trouble. The feminine divine is in trouble, and there are various different ways that you can harness the feminine divine. You can connect or cord yourself with the feminine divine because the earth is in trouble, and you can connect with it, and you can send healing up to the world through grounding yourself and abiding in the feminine divine. And this hunger for the feminine divine is something that we see we're in need of. The feminine or the yin is cooling, and right now things are very hot. Yang is fire, it is heat, it is red, right? So now is the time of the hidden, the dark queen, right? The feminine is cooling energy. It's also the earth energy. Queen of Pentacles is the earth. So what they're doing is it's kind of a cooling energy that's being transformed. And so we're entering into this time where we understand the need to have more cooling energy. It's just too much heat. And so people are being drawn towards the fanciful, the light, the funny. Also, depending upon what your spiritual practice is, you can align with divine feminine to strengthen it in earth. So if you are a green witch, you can just try and bring up the connection of Gaia and the elementals that work with Gaia and the nature spirits to strengthen her, and try and have as many plant-based organic meals as you can afford that are good for your health. Do the best you can. Try not to waste. Have a relationship with the divine. If your religious spiritual experience is Catholic, then we would want you to connect with Divine Mother, maybe through Mother Mary or one of the saints. If you're Yoruba, if your tradition is more African than that, and you're trying to connect with the Kundalini energy, then that would be more the goddess Oshun. Aphrodite is more the Greco-European. So you just want to find the aspect of the feminine divine that's going to work with your own. In the Jewish tradition, it's the Shekhinah, and she manifests during the Sabbath. So that's why the Sabbath is so important in Jewish tradition, and that's why people talk about the peace of Sabbath, because there's this energetic shift that happens from Friday night to Saturday night, where the divine feminine, Gaia, the Oshun, and the feminine starts to take more control of the earth. And so it's just about balancing these energies. Yeah. The transformation. We're becoming very earth centered. The other message from Spirit is that we are going back to being earth centered. We were earth centered, we lived close to the earth, and then we joined, the Industrial Revolution, and things happened, and we got pulled from the earth. And then we also, because of the Industrial Revolution, we tried to tame, control, and it became almost like an assault to try and manufacture. So if you're looking about the energy of the feminine, Holly, we're going again back to the earth. People want to have a little plot of land and grow their own tomatoes. It's that kind of energy. People are very aware energetically of seduction, drug addiction, manipulation, etc. There's also this calling out that's starting to happen spiritually, the gaslighting, the confusion, the drug addiction, right? Addiction, codependency, gaslighting. Those are the things that have come to an end. We're entering into a time that's excruciatingly honest between family members. We have taken the sword away from the addict. We have taken the weapons away from the abuser. That is the direction that we are entering into, and not through force and not through violence, but through the feminine divine. That's the message. We see here that the karma is complete death and transformation. The opposition, beginning the work with Gaia, the earth, beginning with the earth. This is if you are Hindu. There's also a message for Hindu if you want money, and if you feel comfortable with it. If you feel comfortable, Lakshmi is very close to the earth right now. This is a message I received a couple days ago because Lakshmi came to somebody. And it turned out that the somebody he came to was a Hindu who was devoted to Lakshmi. And let me tell you, Lakshmi is in love with this man. When I went into that remote, she was like a puppy. She was in love with this man. So Lakshmi is the Nine of Pentacles, and she throw coins at you. She will give you. When I meditated on Lakshmi this week, she laughed and giggled like a child in love, and she threw coins. If you have any problems at all, come to Lakshmi, learn about her. She wants to play, and she's very flirtatious, and she's very safe. So if you feel comfortable with Lakshmi, don't do it if you don't feel comfortable with it. But if you need financial help, she wants to be with you. If your tradition is African, Oshun is the African aspect of Lakshmi. Similar thing. She falls in love. She wants to play. She sends coin. Give her a little coin. Give her a little honey. Taste it first to show her it's safe. Give her 5 oranges. Give her a beautiful orange candle. Five beautiful yellow roses she also loves. Give her 5 sticks of cinnamon. Sing her a song telling her to come into your life and bring good things. You'll be all right. Take the sword away from the abuser, not through violence, but through common sense and through the divine feminine. That's where we're headed. And the earth will be cooled. I saw in 2.5 years we're putting satellites up and we're going to deflect the heat. We will. It's going to work very quickly. We're going to send them up through Cape Canaveral, which will have a dramatic impact on Florida. We'll send them up also out of California, NASA. And it's going to happen very soon, and we're going to be okay. It's a temporary solution. It doesn't mean we still have to clean the earth up. All right, l'chaim, everyone. You having fun? Is everybody okay? I just like to check on you all. Feel free to send your little messages if nobody's happy or if everybody's happy. I don't know. I know I'm doing great. I know I am doing great. Oh my goodness, it has been brought to my attention that Melania has disappeared. Oh my, where did Melania go? Oh, what did she tell us? Hmm. Let's let me see if we can remember. Hmm. Thank you for those. I love it when you guys do that. That's so kind. Oh my goodness. So, folks, we got a little bit of a situation here. Oops, let me make sure. I don't see how to pin it. Why is it not letting me pin? Okay, well, replace pin. There it is. Okay. Uh huh, uh huh. Well, let's have that conversation. Let's see if we can remember what Melania told us she had planned. Can anybody remember if what Melania told us she was going to do when she had a fight, when we accessed information and got into a fight that she had with Donald Trump a couple years ago? What did she say? What did she say? What did she say? She said something. I'm gonna let you all see if you can all remember. Not 18. She didn't say when he was 18. She said that in New York he didn't have to be 18. She did her homework, right? She said that when Barron was 17 years old, he said, "You can't leave me as long as until Barron's 18." And then she said, when Barron is at 17, I'm out. So did Barron turn 17? I believe Barron has turned 17. Yes. So I think that is the answer. Evidently, when you're 17 years old, if you can show income, which I guess he can't be forced back to live with his father. So well, let's take a look. That's what she was saying. Let's see. Oh, I know. It's such a brutal ending, isn't it? Well, he's probably going to get a job working computers in business because Barron's knows enough to be self-employed. So the truth of the matter is, Barron evidently is quite gifted in computers, etc., and that's what he wants to go into is computer science. So the truth is that Barron is more employable than his dad. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true. So Barron can go get a job working as a computer tech. You can't force the kid back. Sorry. He's financially independent. You know, I was reading that Paul Simon was independent at 15. I mean, we have to understand that in New York, people were working, selling potatoes at 12. You know, they were working in triangular factory, right, making clothes at 10. So it's not unusual for kids to start working. New York's always had a problem with child labor, particularly with like family restaurants and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I don't. Honestly, what this looks like is for his own mental health. This kid needs to stay away from his dad. They're talking about his mental health. That I mean, the Archangel Michael is the card Archangel Raphael is the card associated with this kid. This kid needs healing waters. He's a gentle soul. He's the gentlest of the kids. He's not a fighter. This is Raphael's card. He's a healer. He wants peace. Look at the mental capacity of this kid. He's the smartest of the kids. Look at that. Brilliant. Making money. Look, he has his own company. This kid has his own company, probably as a consultant. Look at that. He's already attained mastery according to these cards. He wants nothing to do with his father. The relationship is over because of what you did to my mother. That's a direct quote. He's also got the sword of Michael with him, which means that he will go to court against his dad if his dad tries to force him to have a relationship. I was very surprised to see this. I didn't expect to see this. He will go to court if his dad tries to force a relationship. Dang, you guys. Are you surprised by this? His consulting company he's already started it and he's already going to be successful. He says he already feels devastated by his father because his father spent my inheritance. He took money that was supposed to go to me and he promised my mother that it was going to go to me and he took it and the money is gone. And that's not public information. He betrayed me and he betrayed my mother. He took our money. Oh, God, I hate it. Can you believe he took his freaking son's inheritance? Man, that's not cool. He's gone. He's not coming back. Look at this. Look at the outcome. Gone. Look at this. Where's his freaking inheritance, Daddy? God. Can you believe that? That's pretty harsh. Yeah. All right, let's check some more questions. So, you guys, I mean, my job sometimes you got to ask yourselves if you don't want to look under the sheet, don't ask me to look under that sheet, because if you don't like what I'm going to find under that sheet, then don't ask me to look under it. Look, folks, it would be great if you could subscribe while I'm taking a little break here. I'm going to get some water. If you haven't liked the stream yet, it really helps me to promote this channel. Also, if you could subscribe, it also really helps. We do have memberships, just to let you know. I know I keep harping, but it does help me pay the amazing Debbie, pay the amazing Chuck, so that he doesn't have to go back to selling vitamins at the vitamin shop. No. So yes, if you do become a member, know that the money does go to keep this channel looking as fancy schmancy as it does. We do have membership at the Fairies and Angels. Just $2.99 a month. We get together once a week on Saturdays for a private salon, and we do private readings. So it kind of does pay for itself if you're someone who likes to get readings. Also, if you want to learn HCRV, we teach HCRV Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Private videos for those of you who want to learn, and that's $9.99 a month at Elders and Empaths. And of course, if you decide to be a benefactor for $99 a month, you get all those services. Plus, you get to speak to me once a month via phone consult. So hopefully, if you can afford to do so, it would be great if you could become a member. Thank you. All right, I got the announcement out. I did it. And of course, the merch. We got to do one more. The glorious merch is. Hey, not only do you support the channel, but you get a really cool cup designed by our very own Debbie Brady, and that's pretty awesome too. All right, let's see what else is cooking here. Come on, folks, give me something good. Give me something good. I can tell that the energy is hot tonight. Oh my God, that moon has been gorgeous. Y'all been looking at that moon? What is it called? A serpent moon? Ooh. Or no, a sturgeon moon. Was it a sturgeon moon? Sturgeon moon. Wild. And then they're going to have a harvest moon. Oh, it's very exciting. All right, let's look at Lindsay Graham. He's also not on this list. Oh, God. And he's just a mental wreck, that poor man. He just does not look like he's doing well, Lindsay. What do you guys think? You think Lindsay's going to be okay? Yes, no, maybe? Not so much? The sun. The sun is over him. The sun sanitizes. You got a case of impetigo? You got to clean it with some nice soapy water. Remember, you're supposed to soak the scab. Remember impetigo? Ever get it? Got to soak it right in some sudsy water. Yeah. And then afterwards, you got to sit in the sun and dries it out. Yeah. So what we learn about impetigo and about criminals is that both don't do well if you expose them to the sun. Sun is about exposure, right? So it goes back also to this idea that Lindsey Graham has been compromised or that he is afraid of being exposed. Opposition. Two of Pentacles. Very interesting. Hopes and fear. Oh, he might have a drinking or drug problem. He may be able to get out of this, but something about him is going to be exposed. I know that he's being attacked by Trump, which leads me to think that either he has pulled back from Trump or he is cooperating with an ongoing investigation. Like he's screaming at Giuliani right now. He knows what we know. He knows that a large manila folder was handed over to the DOJ, to Jack Smith prosecutors a week and a half ago. Everybody knows. It doesn't matter. Giuliani's a pathological liar. It doesn't matter what he says. You can't trust anything out of Giuliani's mouth. This is interesting, though, because you've got a sobriety card here, which would indicate his fear is sobriety would indicate something else possibly going on here. Smoother waters. He's in a choppy situation. He might be able to get out by the skin of his teeth. But this exposure that he's facing, it looks like at the very least he could be embarrassed. He has to completely disown Donald Trump if he wants to save himself, because he's probably in serious trouble. You can see here he has to enter into a time of Five of Pentacles, which is to renounce. It's exile. He is in exile, cast out from the church. Some exposure that results in shame and cast him out from the church. That would be the best way to interpret it. So something is going down with Lindsay that is not a good thing. In terms of his opposition, he may have waited too long and may be forced out of Congress at this point, because you don't want your opposition to have a Two of Swords, particularly if you're trying to finagle your way out of charges. I think there's some dirty dealings with something about him and Nantucket, and I keep getting these. I know that people go to Martha's Vineyard, like Dershowitz, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyards, these private yachts. I know that Dershowitz was complaining. I get that with this guy. I get like something about Nantucket and going to these islands, and something goes down or something's going on and there's this exposure that happens. Remember the dark side of the Ten of Pentacles. It's all about family, right? The Ten of Pentacles is an inheritance. Sometimes you inherit a genetic disability, right? So inheritance is not necessarily a good thing. It can be dark, dirty secrets, and then it's typified by Temperance, which is a sobriety card. Something's really weird here. And then you have a Four of Cups, which would indicate that he's in a situation where he's going to have to say no to something. I need another clarification. Is he saying no to the Trump? He's going to disown Trump. Yeah. So basically, they're saying that some dark secrets are going to be outed about Lindsey Graham. It's going to be an embarrassment. He's going to try and maneuver to save his reputation. He may be able to stay with those types of cards, and ultimately, he's going to have to renounce his relationship with Trump based on those cards. I know. Other people's children. It's just so wrong. All right. Joel Tilson has a question. Looks like Jesse Waters is another Tucker Carlson. What will it be for the future of Fox News? Yeah, they were looking at film footage of Fox that they don't learn, do they? They're still talking about how the election was rigged. I mean, is it just that they want ratings so bad? Uh, let's take a look at just wingnuts, right? So, let's take a look at. Yeah, every time I go in, Shivani, to Lindsey Graham, he's talking about the party in Nantucket. I'm like, why do you keep talking about Nantucket? He's been doing this for years. What happened in Nantucket? Did you go there frequently? What kind of parties? I mean, it's just something happened. And I keep hearing him talking about Nantucket. And then they went to a park. I don't know. Well, it's going to come out. It always comes out, right? It's business. So it's an act. It's like a performance, Joel. They're trying to rebrand another Tucker Carlson so that he can attract the old Tucker Carlson audience because they lost a lot of people when Tucker Carlson left. So it's like a theater, it's a business arrangement. The Queen of Pentacles is a business. His opposition is the King of Wands. So they have competition from other, maybe from newer companies. King of Wands is also an entrepreneurship card, so it could be the Newsmax, the new shows. There is some concern or secrecy about the legacy or future of Fox News, and there could be some secret communications going on in an attempt to merge or develop content with other news corporations. And that means that they would have extreme views, Joel, like Jesse Waters, but they would also start bringing in different points of view to balance it out. And that appears to be the future of Fox. So they will always have people there to appeal to the old audience, but they're starting to negotiate with more Democrats because they found that it's hearing the Democratic voice is actually attracting more people to Fox. You can see here that he's doing the business. You can see he's in competition with that new young entrepreneurship spirit, issues of the family Fox dynasty, and then lovers would indicate a willingness to step across the aisle if it's good for ratings. It's a business. It's a business. Yeah. All right. So here's another question. Will Jack Smith go? There's definitely been, they got in trouble a lot with civil lawsuits. And whether it was, lying about COVID, which killed people, or any of the other crazy stuff that they've done. This is a result of sexual harassment lawsuits. It's really lawsuits, if anything, that could take Fox News down. But let's take a look and see if they were part of the investigation, and if so, to what extent, and what did that look like? Let's take a look. Yeah, they're going to create a something that, oh, that's really cool actually. I actually like this business model. It's called Diverse Fox Voices. Just go ahead and stick a pin in that. It's called Diverse Fox News Diverse Voices. So they're going to bring in people from LGBTQ community. They're going to bring in people from other community, and then they're going to start debating. And it's an attempt by Fox to bring in some other voices. And so you get the rainbow card, 10 of Cups, over 7 of Cups, which is multiple views, right? And Fox execs, the opposition, 501s with this new beginning. There's a lot of opposition. No, we're a conservative. Well, now we are Fox News. They're going to have shows which is Fox News Many Voices. It was an executive decision. Also, Fox News people were requesting it. People that watched the show, they wanted to see more. We like Buttigieg. We like the Democrat you have on the morning show. We'd like to hear more of what she has to say. So there was a partnership agreement between Murdoch and some of these voices. It was a business decision, and you have new jobs. So I think it's great. I think it's good that they're going to have the crazies, and then they're going to have a segment called Fox News Diverse Voices. That's basically what it is. It's a good thing. Yeah. Oh, you like the garden? Yes, I like this garden too. It's a nice place to have a bit of tea. Yes, tea and crumpets, even though we got to move it a little bit like that. Let's see, go like that. Yes, much better. All right. I want to thank everybody for spending time with me. It's always fun for having a drink, a laugh or two, and all that other good stuff, as the song goes. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, please like, subscribe, or better yet, become a member. If you're trying to find out about how to get in to see me for a reading, please check out the information below this video. You can book through Booksy a phone reading, and I would love to give you a phone reading. Also, if you want a quick pre-taped reading, I do those through a company called Wizio, and that information is below as well. Usually takes a couple of days to get the answer back, and I think it costs like $30 per question. If you need to see me as a doctor, that information is also below. I do general health coaching for people who want to stay healthy from 0 to 120. I do that as well. All right. Be well, everybody. Play nice with the other children. And I will see you, I guess, for Sunday brunch. If you're a member, I will see you Saturday at 11 a.m. We're doing it 11 a.m. for the summer, coming in early so that people can get out there and enjoy the Saturday market, etc. So we will be having private private tarot reading for members Saturday, 11 Pacific Standard Time. I hope you'll make it. All right. Great to see you all, and we'll see you next time. Blessings to you all, and thank you.